What I mean, you mentioned some of the I guess I don't know. I call them positivity triggers. I mean, you talk about having a gas tank full, your cup full, which I love. I mean, are there some other daily practices or rituals or habits, whatever you want to call them, that really help you get to that point?
Absolutely. I mean, I meditate every single day, multiple times a day. I like to spend a lot of time in meditation. And for people who struggle with that, I did too. I've been
Yeah,
doing this for over 20 years at this point. But when I first started, I could only do a minute a day.
yeah,
And that's fine too. So it's not like, and that's what I really think is the most important thing, because I could come up here and talk about all these amazing things that help me keep my gas tank full, but it's taken me years and years and years to develop. And I started where I was at, not the beginning. I was negative.
yeah,
I was at not a surplus, whatever the opposite of
yeah.
surplus.
I
I'm
got it.
being
Yeah,
very eloquent right now. And um, you just got to start with one baby step
yeah,
and break it down into bite-sized pieces. So yes, meditation.
yeah.
I try, no matter, I'm in the Northeast, it's cold here, but no matter what, I take a walk every single day. I want that fresh air, even in the cold, in the snow, in the rain. I want to feel that on my face. It's invigorating.
Absolutely.
I wake up, I mean, I'm on day 6 of all juice right now. So that would be something that I don't do every day, but like quarterly, I'll do like a big cleanse like this. The first time I started 20 something years ago, I couldn't even get through a day. I had to have dinner.
Yeah,
So like that helps my vibration clearing, not from, I'm happy with my weight. It has nothing to do with the way my body looks. It's for my spiritual connection to my higher self. It's for my mental clarity. It's for my energy. I just did a full lifting workout. So exercise would be another one, but people say you can't exercise when you're cleansing. I am more energetic when I'm cleansing than
absolutely.
ever.
Yeah,
Um, Water, lemon water in the morning, but I always say no matter what, when you go to bed, have a large glass of water by your bedside table and drink it first thing when you wake up. I'm not going to tell you not to have coffee or cream or sugar. That's not
right.
my place, but I'm going to suggest adding that in, even if you have that other stuff. When I go to the bathroom, I mean, in the morning, the first thing I do after well, before I brush my teeth, actually, is I oil pull. I don't know if you know what
Yeah,
that
yep,
is.
absolutely.
Okay. So I oil pull. I also wash my face with a really nice cleanser, put some sunscreen on it. All of these things may seem inconsequential and sound small and little, but they're all feeding my soul. And the
Absolutely.
thing is, and I can continue to tell you a lot more that I do. Stretching. I like to do handstands, headstands. I couldn't always do handstands and headstands, but I can now. And that's because I practiced. And people give up because they don't feel like they see the results quickly enough. And
Right.
what it's really is important is having a toolbox and knowing in your toolbox that you don't have to choose the same tools each day. So if you don't want to journal today, but today you want to go for a walk, go for that walk.
Yeah.
And if tomorrow you want to listen to music instead of journaling or going for a walk, or you want to do all three, do that. Get to know which works for you at a given time, put them in your toolbox. And then in a year from now, you're going to hear different things. You're going to hear cold showers and you're going to be like, I'll never do cold showers. Put them in your toolbox. There's going to be a day you wake up that you're going to be like, I'm going to try cold showers. But
Yeah.
as you experiment with what's in your toolbox, you can find out what resonates with you at the time of that you're testing it out, and stick with the things you like, because this isn't about healing. Healing is about trauma and going through that, and that's difficult. This is about self-love.
Yeah.
And self-love is about filling yourself up and enjoying like self-care. I take baths and baths with like CBD, bath salts and oils and stuff like that. I put candles out. I have crystals all over my house. There's a humongous crystal when anyone walks in, and it's it's black tourmaline, and it takes away negative energy. So even if people don't have negative energy and they're my friends, but they're coming from places with that negative energy, I have candles every single morning, no matter what. When I wake up, the first thing I do after I leave my bedroom is I get my diffusers going with essential oils. And it's not just about the oils that are so beneficial.
Yeah.
It's the ritual that's
Absolutely.
grounding and centering of putting the oils in, putting the water in, turning it on. It's just knowing that I'm doing things for myself.
Absolutely. I love everything you just said. I was just having a conversation very similar. We were talking about, you can, let's say you need to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever that means in this day and age. You can wake up at 7:30 and be in a rush the entire time. You can get cut off on the freeway and get super mad and just be in a terrible mind space the rest of the day, which is going to drag you down into the evening, or you can wake up 10, 20, 30 minutes early and you can do everything you just described and really put yourself in a healthy and happy and at peace and calm space that allows you to carry that throughout the day. And the things we do for ourselves in the morning, they carry so much more weight than I think people realize. And if you're able to build those habits around your well-being, you're going to be so much better off for it.
Absolutely. And really it's not just about the actual habits. And I mean, I am not going to go through, I always say I did write a book, and at the end of each chapter, it talks about these types of things, but I just need to put together an ongoing document for people. But really, it's the act of what you're doing. You're serving yourself.
Absolutely.
And when you serve yourself, people think it's selfish, but when we serve ourselves, we're able to show up as the best human beings that we were meant to be.
Absolutely.
We're able to show up and give of ourselves. We're able to show up with unconditional love. We're able to show up and serve others. And that is where vibration meets connection and the ripple effect occurs. And that is what, to me, it's all about.
I love it. I love it. You mentioned working out while you're on your juice cleanse, and just this morning, I love that. I intermittent fast, so I generally eat between noon and 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And my favorite time to go for a long run is, at 9 o'clock in the morning, like I did this morning. And just, I feel so much more energized and so much lighter when I'm able to actually work out without having to, worry about what is digesting in my stomach at that point in time. And I know it's different for some people, but to me, that's just one of the best things that I can do.
I also think it's different for some people because people are different places in this journey. If you told me 15 years ago, like you just said, like I couldn't have gone for a run without like carbs in my body or fuel. We're priming our bodies right now. So as we're working towards this and you're starting at day one, you're priming yourself to get to another place in 5 years, and then another place in 10 years, and then another place in 15 years. It's a journey. And I always tell people it is so not about the destination. The destination always changes because as human beings, what happens is we get to the destination and it's never good enough. We don't sit there and acknowledge ourselves and say, this is where we wanted to be. We're here now. Let's relish this. Let's look at where and our accomplishment. We don't do that. We change the goal. We change and move the goalpost to something else. And so since we do that and we're not able to sit in the beauty of getting to that destination, sit in the beauty of the journey.
Absolutely.
Sit in the beauty of the process, of the daily moments.
Yeah. One of my favorite exercises to do, and I've done a little bit more officially this year. I used to, when I was creating an event on my calendar 3-4 months out, I would put notes in there and just talk about where I am at this point in my life. And then I would set it, forget about it. And then 3 months down the line, I'll read that and like, oh, holy crap, I have come so far in this short amount of time. It's just the work that we do every single day. It may not add up to massive results as we look at ourselves in the mirror, at least not initially, but as we look back in retrospect, it is so powerful to see that. And actually, I bought a memory a day book. So every evening, I'll write down a couple things that happened to me today. So in a year, when I get back to that page, I can see where I was. And it's so powerful to see the progress that you've made, even if it doesn't feel like you're making progress day in and day out.
Absolutely. It's beautiful to be able to actually not be hard on ourselves and to say, well, we did this today. We got through the day even. It's getting through the day for some people is an accomplishment. Absolutely. We're just so hard on ourselves and push ourselves so much. And I push myself so much, but I enjoy it. Yeah. So it's when we don't enjoy it and we're pushing ourselves for something and we're on the race to nowhere.
The Mosaic Life podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check out the full show notes at themosaiclifepodcast.com and sign up for the Circle newsletter for exclusive access to podcast content.